I'll be sharing my screen. So thanks for joining. Thanks for your valuable time actually on a working day. Um, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you all, and definitely you will feel worth it after my session completion. That's what my agenda. Let me share my screen. So whoever joined just now, just I'm pasting one form for you. Just fill that form. Okay. And that would give me at least a bigger picture uh, how and with whom I'm targeting actually. Okay. All right. So how many of you are actually um, aware of any tools before? AI tools I'm talking about. Any one of you? No idea at all? Or anyone had any exposure before? You can message me otherwise.
No clue from my side,
Okay. ChatGPT?
Yeah, ChatGPT I'm heard of, and we have used it also.
Okay. How you are using actually ChatGPT?
This
Usually,
is mostly
I believe that
responding to the customers.
you are using the same way you are using Google, right?
Not really. Actually, we have integrated to our support module for that.
Okay.
And mostly we have trained the bot to respond to basic queries and fixed queries. And let's say if they have sort of one sort of issue, for example, they're not able to download PDAs, they
Mm-hmm.
can certainly type it and it will just go and do a check and it will respond back with a PDA document. That's a
Okay.
kind of thing we have done.
So it's
Kind
like
of,
a chatbot.
yeah, kind of bot, yes.
Okay. Fine. So my intention to say that ChatGPT is kind of a large language model. We call it as, what is a large language model? It is a type of AI which is trying to mimic the people, mimic the human intelligence, and it is trying to give you the answers. That's what it is basically. It was trained on some information, some data. For example, ChatGPT was trained upon entire internet information, which is publicly available. Imagine that. It would be around, if you are converting entire information of internet into in terms of books, it would be around 2 to 3 crores of books collection combinedly together was given as a feed to the large language model. That is nothing but your ChatGPT or your Claude. There are different models are there. Gemini, Google's Gemini model is there. you know all of these are actually called large language models, nothing but they are already trained upon internet information. That's the reason they do have some memory. And because of that, when you ask something, it will try to collect the information from the internet which is already trained upon, and it will try to provide you as a text format or image format or a video format. That's how the large language models are working on. Okay. So right now there are so many tools evolving, and there is a lot of confusion among the people. Which tool is why? What is AI first? What is the ML? And what is data science? And why large language models are coming into the picture now? And generative AI people are talking about. What are all these things, right? That confusion would be there. So I would give that clarify that confusion first of all. um, Most of you are already know about me, but anyway, I'll just give you a background exposure. So I'm totally having 20 plus experience, 20 plus of years of experience, and mostly I'm into Microsoft technologies in my total career. A couple of years back, I did my PG program in IIIT Hyderabad, where I've learned artificial intelligence and machine learning models. and then history of the AI and ML, and then did my capstone project on speech recognition. So where you convert the text to speech and speech to text. That's what I did as a project. Afterwards, I started digging into the subject, but the course which I did was around 1 year course. I came to a conclusion that the course which was taught to us mostly theoretical, and by the time of finishing my course, ChatGPT 4 entered into the market. Okay, before that, whatever was there, now it is a legacy right now. So again, we thought of start learning large language models, and then digging into ChatGPT and other stuff. But subject is vast. Because of that, the roles are multiple roles are there, but too much vast subject is there. Then I came to a conclusion: why don't we narrow down it to the people so that it fits to their roles? You know, because there are different kind of roles are there in AI, like artificial AI, full stack engineer, ML engineer, simultaneously data scientist, and then recently there are few more roles came in which are actually not there before, like prompt engineer, ethical AI architect, or ethical AI specialist. These roles are not there before. I'll show you the path. I mean, where do we stand, and what happens to the existing roles in IT market, and where you can fit into that. People has a perception like, I don't have a math background, I don't have a programming background, I may not fit into this. And there is one more perception like, people who are having 15 to 20 years of experience, are 10 years of full stack experience also, they feel like, my background experience is going to be mere waste, because the new subject came into the picture and it is in limelight, and I might not be able to capture that market. I won't be able to upgrade myself into that skill set. That is not the case. That is fully assumption. It is not actually the truth. Anybody can jump into this market, and even non-technical, non-programming guy also can join into the market. That's where the beauty exists in AI. And one more thing is, people who has the programmatic knowledge, they might be thinking that I may need to shift into new language. That's not the case. Mostly Python and R are the programming languages here. Okay, people who has the exposure to object oriented programming concepts like C++, and then Java, C sharp, all of them can learn Python within a week, I would say. So programming language, for a non-programmer, Python would be mostly 1 month of time needed. That's it. And don't think that you are going to do highly programming here. I would say it would be around 10 to 20% less than that. 80% of the things are on your analytical thinking. That's where the AI and ML sitting. Okay. Before going into this, I would give you one presentation where you would see um, some insights around AI and ML. What is AI and what is ML? Okay. Anybody know about this guy?
No, Panigar.
Yeah,
No, Andy.
you know, sure.
Yeah.
You could see Coursera is there in the background. He's a
Yeah.
founder. He's a founder of Coursera, but he's actually one of the great leaders in AI. Who is having? He's a well-known guy in AI field, and his lectures are very good. Actually, I would suggest you to go through. DeepLearning.ai is another company who he is the founder of that, and he lectures in usually Stanford, and all reputed universities, where he's explaining the AI and ML concepts to the people, and he's trying to bring the knowledge to most of the people who are AI enthusiasts. Okay, he's trying to convert that non AI people to AI fields. So his famous statement is this one: artificial intelligence is the new electricity. You do remember, right? When electricity came into the picture, and then the industrialization started. Same thing is going to happen here. So we are at that stage right now. See, it is similar to electricity. That means we are jumping into the new era where the new industrialization is going to start. So that is what it means. And there is a huge hype as well. I agree with that, because most of the people, everybody is saying AI, 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 and 60 to 70% of the companies are saying that they're already following and they are already into AI, even if they are simply using chatbots in their websites, and they are using some wrapped chatbot API implementation or something, and they're simply saying that they're already into AI. That's what the hype is right now. If this is true, how many of you agree actually? If somebody is asking to sell me this pen and people are saying that this is an AI enabled and they're able to make it market, that's how it is right now. But actually, I agree, hype is also there. We should be cautious with the companies who are saying that actually they are AI enabled, but they are not. Because um, once you understand the models and other stuff, how they build it, then you will simply say, no, no, this company is not at all AI enabled company. Maybe they're using the tools, AI tools, which are beneficially for them. So they are like end users, but they are not the model builders. That's what I mean to say. Okay. So coming to AI and ML, basically AI means mimicking the human intelligence. That's what the machines are trying to do. So basically, if um, you know, when you are writing a program, you do some conditions, you do write some conditions, right? Rule-based programming we do usually, right? If condition A checks, then do something, or else if condition B checks, then do something. So we are giving some conditions in our programming, right? So if we don't need to give that conditional check, and we want to give some instructions to the machine, so that machine needs to understand and machine needs to write its own program inside. That's what it is actually, machine learning. And machine learning is actually to try to find the patterns of the data. Means you have some abundant of data available. Your machine is going to read that data entirely and trying to find the patterns within it. Based on the patterns, it is trying to give you some suggestions. Was your data is saying something, some deviation is there, some progress is there, something is changing from time to time, so you need to be cautious on something like that. These predictions or recommendations are given by the machine learning systems. Okay, so machine learning is actually giving these suggestions to AI. AI is a superset, and you could see that here in the diagram. You see, AI is the superset, where machine learning is the subset, and then your data is the sharing part for AI and machine learning. So when you are dealing with the data, completely analyzing, doing some pre-processing, doing some transformation, cleaning up of your data, that comes under your data science and big data part. But once the data is cleaned up and readily available, your machine learning systems are going to take the data and they are trying to understand the data. Machines, computers are already uh, having a language in zeros and ones. We know that, right? Similarly, machine learning is also, it doesn't know the data directly. It needs, somebody need to convert that data into a numerical format so that it understands. So it is similar to a program converting into ones and zeros and giving the instructions to the machine. But here, there is no program. Model is trying to find the patterns. So what is this model? Model is actually built on some algorithms. So we'll deal with that algorithms. When you are trying to understand AI and machine learning, we'll deal with those kind of algorithms. So there are some patterns for algorithms. Means it depends on the data you are dealing with. If you are dealing with some tabular forms like SQL or Oracle, some kind of a database, relational databases, then machine will try to understand the patterns easily, because it knows that there are some columns and there are some rows, right? But imagine if the data is like a raw format, which is unstructured data, like images, videos, documents. What should be done in that case? That is where your deep learning comes into the picture. So deep learning is nothing but your neural networks, I would say. That is an advancement to machine learning. So initially AI was evolved in 1950, basically. You know, you see the history here. Uh, People are talking about AI now, but subject is there from since 1950s. You know, anybody heard about Turing? Know about Turing?
No.
So Turing is a mathematician. You might have seen a movie, Turing. There is a Hollywood movie, actually, very good movie. So he is a mathematician during the Second World War. He is working with alliance. He's against German army. So German army usually sends the messages in an encrypted format, right? Um, for UK and US, it took a long time to crack that encryptions. In that process, usually they took the help from this mathematician who built the Turing machine. Turing machine is actually kind of a machine tests the computers. Okay, um, and that Turing machine evaluates whether the system is working fine or not. That is what it does. Basically, using that, he is able to crack the project called Enigma, and this Enigma helped him to decrypt the messages. You know what happened because of that? The World War ended with a short span of time after his cracking that encryption. That means he is able to reduce the human loss, and he stopped at least millions of people to suffer during that period. That's where the Turing got a popular name, and based on his name, they are giving a Nobel Prize in engineering, actually. You know, recently one guy called Jeffrey Hinton got this same award, Turing Award, which is nothing but Nobel Prize in computer engineering, I would say. And he started that state machine system. Based on that, the concepts getting evolved year by year, and until 1980, we were unable to do that practically. Theoretical concepts are being evolved, but we are unable to do that practically because we couldn't get that computation power. You know, for the floating calculations, we need high computing power, which was not there by that time in 1980s and 90s. Until 2009, actually, we were unable to execute neural networking algorithms because they are at the high floating point calculations. So that helped us. Once we were able to crack this technology, we were able to jump into the deep learning. That's the reason you see deep learning started from 2010. Until that time, we were only dealing with machine learning. So machine learning, bit of legacy one, but it was actually considered for taking the business cases like find the patterns of the data, give me a recommendation, or find the default within my system, or give me some prediction. These kind of business cases, machine learning is able to solve. These are already running in our day-to-day life. If you go through that, there are some specific business cases are there. You know, see, chatbots are there already. Netflix movie recommendation, you know, which is actually based on machine learning, and your Google search engine also working based on machine learning, and Google Translate, it translates the text from one language to other language, which is actually used on based on machine learning. You know, there are some specific business cases which are already successfully running. They're already part of it, like disease prediction, you know, and then fraud detection in loan processing, evaluated per customer whether he is eligible for loan or whether he can pay the amount or not based on his financial situation. All these things are being used using machine learning right now. Autonomous vehicles already there, which is nothing but your Tesla cars, right? So ML is already part of our life. We didn't know that. Most of the time, even in your mobiles, it is working right now. Like Alexa is already a machine learning model, which is working on, which is nothing but speech recognition model. So when you say Alexa, then only it speaks, right? So that is the code word for the language to understand and then start conversations. So this is how AI is evolving and ML is evolving. And when you talk about deep learning, after 2010, there was a concept called transformers were evolved. And because of that concept, people started understanding more about the language models, and they started building the large language models. That is where we are right now. ChatGPT, Claude. You know, how many of you are aware of Claude? Anyone of you have seen anyone Claude before? No? Please. Okay. I'll tell you. It is similar to ChatGPT, but if you are a programmer, then you will be amazed by the results which it is going to give you. You know, uh, build me a calculator application. I just say calculator application. What happens if you do the same thing in ChatGPT? Anybody can tell me? Have you ever tried that? Building an application? You know what happens in ChatGPT?
I think
It
it
will,
will display the code.
yeah, it will give you the files actually, right? But look at Claude. What is it is doing? It is creating the front end as well for you. That is what the amazing capability of calculator. I haven't done anything. I just have written one build me a calculator application.
Yeah.
You got it right. So that's the amazing capability of Claude, and Claude Sonnet 3.5 model, which is I'm talking about here. There are different models are suggesting this, but now 3.5 Sonnet is the best model which is building the code for you. You know, there is one more tool called Cursor. Anybody heard about it? Cursor will start developing the application for you. I'll do this for you. Just a moment. Test. Tell me any application. What you want to do? Can we do a shopping cart?
Okay.
So I'm just creating a folder, and this is an empty application. I'm just opening one cursor window, which is called as cursor composer, where I'm saying that build me a shopping cart application with search whatever payment gateway. Of course, payment gateway, you need to give some inputs, but it will just create some blocks for it. Login and reports. I'm just giving this. You see what is Composer is trying to do. It is trying to build the folder structure here. You know, you don't need to be a developer here. The prompt I have given, the message what I have mentioned there is the prompt for me. Okay, it starts giving a folder structure and it is starting to create the files for you here. You could see that, right? And it will ask you for the permissions also. After creating those files, should we proceed or do you want any changes? Okay, so it is giving you some commands as well. You might need to do something here. You might need to install those packages for to do run this application. So what I did is, now you see I have file structure created, client, server, front end, back end, and going to the terminal, installing those packages, and then running the application. That's it. And your config file is also available. You just need to fill your MongoDB database backend details, and you need to give some secret key to login as well. That's it. You are done with this. So I'm not running the application for the time being, but this is how we can build the application. You know, there is one more. This is editor I'm talking about, Cursor. This is similar to Visual Studio Code, which is a free version, right? Similarly, you can go with one more tool called bold.new. Why I'm explaining this? Because large language models are extending now, and they are building some agents on top of these models. And these agents are taking care of the things like development, testing, and other stuff. So that's where people are worried now. They're worried about the jobs. That's the reason I'm saying. Even here, the same thing, whatever I have given here, let me give that. What statement I have given? Build me a shopping cart. You will be amazed with this tool. Now there is some manual work I need to do in cursor, right? But come to Bolt and see that what I'm doing here. Oh, sorry, I think wrong pastage. Let me come back to that message. So this is the message. Build me a shopping cart application. So it starts doing it. You know, what's the difference between, I have shown you three tools. One tool is giving you the code. And of course, some front end also is ready for you. And one tool is actually building the folder structure for you. You just need to do some manual things like installing the packages and running the application. This is the second step. And the third tool, which I'm trying to do is, it's in browser only, volt.new. I just opened this tool. So this is building the application, and it is deploying the application for you and giving you a temporary production URL. So agents are working in the background, even to deploy the application. You know, within just 1 minute, you could see a web page running. And once you click on deploy here, right hand side, top right hand side, I can share this URL to you guys so that you can access the application. So that's the beauty of AI and AI agents right now. That's the reason people are talking about more agents. You know, recently Salesforce also announced a special package like uh, I think it is Agent Force. Yes, Agent Force is the package they have released, which is going to take care of this customer care entirely. That they are automating the customer care CRM module itself. You can imagine how many jobs are going out, right? So that is where we are standing right now. Now, where do we heading towards because of this? And one more tool, last tool, I'll explain and then I'll jump into my rest of the presentation. Anybody heard about this one, notebook lm.google?
No.
Yeah, this is a free tool from notebook lm.google. You can try this. You can use this as for your learning. I know, simply you can log in with your Google Mail, Gmail. You can upload any book, 1,000 pages or 1,500 pages book. Just upload that book, and then um, you know, you can talk to the book. It will give you the summary. It will give you the question and answer set. It can generate an audio file for you. You know, that audio would be like converted into a podcast format. For example, you want to understand Think Rich and Grow Rich book, you know, by Napoleon Hill. So you upload that book, and then you just ask this tool to convert that book into, here I'm clicking a notebook guide. Click here, it will convert your entire book into audio format. It's not like word to word audio format. It's like two people talking to each other, and they'll be talking about the book, whatever you have uploaded here. One male and one female voices will be there. You try this. This is amazing, actually, to learn anything, even a complex subject like AI and ML. If you have the ebooks available for you, you can upload them here, and then you can read the entire book. I mean, convert that into an audio file, download that audio file into your mobile. You can hear that mobile audio file. So it is just 10 minutes audio file now converted into. I have uploaded one book. I think it's a machine learning related book, which is having around 250 or 300 pages book. And now it is a 10 minutes audio for me. This is a free tool. A student can enjoy a lot about using this, and can anybody, a research guy, and anybody who is learning new things, they can see amazing results using this. You know, you can talk to this book I was mentioning, right? You decide what section you want to. I want to know the table of contents. It will generate for you like that. You just choose the option, or else you directly talk to the book and say, explain to me so that concept for me in a high level or low level or mid level. The tone also you can decide. You see, now I am getting the entire table of contents of the book. That's how it is. Okay. Try to use this tool just for your understanding. I'm giving this. Now, I'll jump to my presentation. So far, you're okay? Feeling overwhelmed or anything? Just let me know.
Yeah. As of now, okay. Yeah.
Cool.
Yes.
So let's talk about, I think we have already spoke about this, AI and ML. Just for a higher level understanding, they are mimicking the human intelligence. AI is doing that. And machine learning is actually giving you some suggestions based on the data input was given to the ML. So once the ML able to read the data, it tries to give you some suggestions, and that suggestions will be given to AI, and AI will be taking the decisions. That is what the relation between AI and ML. So if you think of AI and ML like heart and brain, your data would be like air for you or oxygen. So if you don't have the data, there is no AI and ML. That's the reason if people saying about anything about data, if somebody is saying that without data I have done something, imagine that nothing happened there. AI and ML are running now because we have abundant information right now in internet. This is not possible 20 years back. Data was available right now. I mean, you go with Facebook, Meta is having heavy data because it is having Insta information, Instagram information, Facebook information, what else, WhatsApp information. People doesn't even know that the data is already trained upon the models. You know one thing, one model is already sitting in our WhatsApp. Have anybody observed that?
There is an option where we can search and it will search in the internet or from the chat and
Within your
create
WhatsApp chat, just see on top, you will see Meta AI.
yes.
That is nothing but a large language model. I was talking about Claude, right? Claude is owned by Anthropic, and I was talking about ChatGPT, right? And ChatGPT owned by OpenAI. Okay. Similarly, Meta is owned by Meta is the company, but who is the owner?
Facebook.
Zuckerberg. That's right. So, and what about the Google model? Anybody knows what is the Google's Gemini model, large language model? I just pronounced it, Gemini.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gemini is the model from Google. So that is what. So if you are looking at Google products, their Gemini model is already talking to you in Samsung and somewhere in mobiles. And your Facebook, your Instagram, and your WhatsApp already working with your Llama model. We call this Meta Llama. So that is a large language model. That means if you are worried that you don't have a subscription for ChatGPT, don't worry about it because Zuckerberg made it open source and it is available in your WhatsApp already. You can talk to the WhatsApp Meta AI like I'm chatting here. Okay. You know, any complex subject you can discuss with ChatGPT. People usually what they do is they simply type the same context, same text, whatever you are doing in Google, like explain me something. No, that's not the case. With the ChatGPT and other stuff, like large language models, you need to have a proper prompting. The prompting means the message what I'm typing here is a prompt. That prompt should be in a structured format. Only then your model will give you a sophisticated answer. For example, explain me, tell me about any complex subject that you feel like you don't know and you want to know? I would say quantum theory. It's a physics theory, quantum theory, which is upcoming and evolving theory, which is going to be helpful for the AI as well. I don't know anything about it. Maybe I had some knowledge on physics about it, but I don't know. So I'm trying to ask ChatGPT, explain me about quantum theory like I am a 5-year-old kid. Give this kind of a message and you will see the amazing results. For example, if you're asking like about the quantum theory, if you talk in terms of quantum mechanics and some equations, you won't be able to understand. Now the model is trying to explain you like you are a 5-year-old. It will give some analogies, try to compare with that, and within these 2-3 paragraphs you will be able to understand quantum theory. That's the beauty of large language models. Okay, let's go back to the industry transformation and then statistics. Let's talk about it now. Within last 1.5 years and 2 years, the huge business has been done, and 100 million users joined ChatGPT within 2 months of time when they announced it in 2022 around. Okay, for Netflix, actually, it took 3.5 years to get that kind of a user base. Imagine that, how fast the technology is evolving and how people are adapting to it. Okay, and then let's talk about the statistics and market and jobs and salaries. That is what we are looking at, right? It is the important aspect we are looking at, and what kind of a jobs we do have and what kind of a market we do have. Let's discuss about it. In 2027 they are expecting it should reach 407 billion. What is the amount in 2020? It is sorry, I think somewhere I have mentioned that should be, see, 120 billion is the size in 24, and in 25 they are expecting it to be almost 50 to 60% increase, and then by 2027 it is going to be 407 billion. It's not millions, billions we are talking about. What is the Indian economy we are trying to reach? What is the current Indian economy? It is 3 billion. Now you can imagine how much bigger the market is going to be. And the jobs, 2024, it is having around 50k jobs evolved within last 1 year. And the projected is actually in more 150 to 120k are going to be increased. And the skills also, whoever upgraded to these skills are going to be the premium market. So you people, whoever is going to try to achieve this within next 3 to 6 months are going to be the front runners. Uh, Existing salary ranges, I'm talking about junior, mid level and senior level, 80 to 12 lakhs and 15 to 25 lakhs, and 20 to 35 lakhs is the senior most people usually getting. But if you add that to your AI skill, that is increasing from 50% to 100% in most of the cases. That is what the change we have seen in the people. That's the reason this particular part where adoption is very much important, and you need to know where do you stand and how and what role you can achieve in this AI path, right? Okay, so these are all some of the fields I have mentioned here, but these are not limited. I just gave some examples where the things are already being adapted, and then they are looking at some better results or the best results. One Indian bank has already done this. They did the automation of the loan processing. Initially it was taking 7 to 10 days. Now they are doing it in 15 minutes. But what happened to the staff? They converted them into AI system managers. Maybe 20 to 30% of layoff might happen, but at least the 60 to 70% of the people who understood the system, they are able to retain their jobs and they jumped into a different role there. The similar case in every department is going to happen. And one more important aspect I would like to enhance on, The job market is not only existing in IT sector. You know, non-IT people, people who has the domain expertise on finance, healthcare, manufacturing, chemical, anywhere. If they can add some AI capabilities to their roles, like prompt engineering or understanding the models, AI systems, then they are going to get 100 to 150% of the hikes, and they are going to be the dependent candidates within their fields and their markets, including their companies. So it is not holding in one IT sector. That's what I mean to say here. Okay. Let's check the reality. People might be thinking that we are at the beginning of AI, but we have already started the evolving period. We are into some people have already took the advantage and they are already earning like hell. You know, there are three different categories of people are there. One is the first category where the data scientists or ML engineers sitting. They start building the models. Okay, like ChatGPT. ChatGPT is one model. My Claude is one model, and then Gemini is one model. Now you understand, right? Different companies are dealing with different models, and we are trying to use those models. So we are paying them. For example, Claude, I'm paying $20 per month, and ChatGPT, I'm paying $20 per month because I'm using them in multiple options, multiple ways. Like I'm using their APIs, trying to build some applications. I'm using their chatbots to analyze my data anytime at any point of time. So first first category are people who are building the models, and the second category are people who are building some tools on top of the models which are already existing. For example, we have Gemini model, we have Claude model, we have OpenAI's chat GPT model there, right? Now full stack developers who are already working on web applications, they need to integrate these AI capabilities into their applications. So what they are doing, they are trying to build some chatbots, they're trying to build some APIs so that they can take the inputs from these large language models. So that is where the market is, second category, where all IT people, most of them are going to convert into that level where you will become AI full stack engineer or ML engineer or AI specialist, AI developer, LLM developer. All these roles are being evolved right now. But people who are already part of software development life cycle, they are going to use that role. They are going to shift into that role. They just need to add these AI ML capabilities. They need to understand what is model, what is how model can be used, or how model can be extracted from. I mean to say how an API can be built around the model so that model can be utilized. So all these fields, all these are looking at the building of the tools, second category. And the third category is people who are already using the tools which are already built. ChatGPT is kind of a tool which is already built. And there are some content creators who are already using the ChatGPT, and they are earning in thousands of dollars on a monthly basis. You know, they are preparing, they are generating the content. For example, social media people, YouTube generators, video generators, who all of them are actually using these models, and they're trying to convert the text to image, image to video, and speech to text, text to speech. All kind of operations are happening, and they are already using these models. So they're already doing it. That is what I mean to say. So these are the three categories I'm talking about. And now you have to decide where do you fit. If you are more interested in programming, and if you have some understanding on mathematics, and you want to jump into Python programming, then you can jump into the first category where you can build the models. Okay. And the second case, you're already having some full stack knowledge, SDLC, software development lifecycle knowledge. Even if you are a tester or a programmer, you just need to understand about the tools, building the tools, and API, building an API or testing an API with the model integrated. If you know that workflow, you will be fitting into those roles like AI engineers, AI full stack engineer, AI quality engineer, ML engineers, data analysts are converting into AI data analysts. All these roles being transformed right now. That is where I have given the list here. You see, software developers are becoming AI engineers, architects are becoming AI architects. So solution architect is going to plan something with AI integrating capabilities, but the rest of the activities are same as is, right? One more important aspect I didn't mention here, which is actually DevOps. You know, DevOps, most of you already know that, right? Where people build the systems and continuous integration will happen and they deploy the system to productions. So that CI/CD pipeline building and everything, who takes care of it actually? Anybody?
DevOps guy.
DevOps, right? Similarly, we do have MLOps in AI ML. So people, whoever has the DevOps capabilities, even if you are a developer or even if you are a tester, and if you are aware of the DevOps capability, you can jump into MLOps engineer role. MLOps is nothing but you are going to build the pipelines so that you can deploy the models. I'm not talking about applications. Somebody building the model, like first category, ML engineers and data scientists. And you can, if you are an MLOps engineer, you can deploy the model to production. So that is where one more role evolving, and it is very demanding. They just need 3 pipelines to build. One is data pipeline, feature pipeline, and then inference pipeline. These 3 pipelines they have to build and deploy it, and they need to have some cloud capabilities, because models cannot be sitting with normal machine configuration. Models need high-end GPUs, not the CPUs. That's the reason you should be having a knowledge on either AWS or Azure or Google Cloud. These 3 paths are there for you. Even anybody who has the cloud capabilities with your full stack capabilities, and if you just know how to deploy the application or the model, I'm not talking about application, sorry, it's how to deploy the model to the production. If you know that, then you will be having a demand. So that is where the scope, job opportunities are evolving. So far, am I boring or anything clear? You have any questions?
So I have a question like we are understanding the AI from the user point of view, means how to use this AI. But from this session, I was very much interested to know how to develop these AI tools. What is there in the backend? What is the hidden concept in the backend?
Yes, sure, definitely. So I'll talk about the
I
model.
have, sorry,
Yeah,
Phani, to interrupt.
yeah.
One quick question is, the people like me or you, like, who are almost cross those roles and being into a leadership role.
No,
Okay.
AI ML managers, AI ML leads, AI specialist, or AI officer. It is like similar to CTO, AI officer. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and then AI ML manager. You just search for AI ML manager in LinkedIn just now and tell me how many jobs are there. A lot of opportunities are evolving right now. Engineering managers, senior engineering managers, directors with AI ML capabilities. They just need
Mm-hmm.
people who has the AI ML capabilities and who can talk to the people who are already working on AI and ML. Because
Okay.
if the leader doesn't have an knowledge or anything about this content, whatever is happening inside, then it is obvious that team doesn't have a leader, right? People management and then commanding the team is actually comes with, if you are indulging into the project, and if you are indulging into the domain, and if you are indulging into the technology, if you understand that, that's the reason engineering managers are more successful than project managers who are more on people management, right? Uh,
Hmm.
so obviously opportunities are there. It's not like the leaders are going to be out of focus. You just need to have the bigger picture. What is AI and what is ML, and who is going to work on which part? And even in MLOps also, we should be having an understanding so that we can talk to the DevOps manager, DevOps team or MLOps team, what they are doing. And if there is an issue in that pipeline building and anything, we need to work with them, right? Building the model is not going to take much of time, but the CI/CD process, deployments, training, and we cannot train the entire data again in production. We have to bring the model again into offline, into the stage environment. We need to do the training and then give the model. That's how the models work. So as Stages requested for that, I'll just give you a walkthrough on what happens in the backend right now. Anybody knows about neuron? What is a neuron? Have you ever heard of it? In Telugu, it is Nadi Kanam, I think. Anybody knows
Maybe
about?
I had some knowledge on this on neural network during my college days.
Okay, that's good. So a neuron is actually one basic cell in our brain. That cell works. It just takes some input. I'm showing my screen, right? You are able to see the neuron image. You might have seen this image in your 7th standard or 8th standard. You might have drawn this one as well in your exams. So this is
Yes.
what neuron, and each neuron will be connected with multiple neurons. So you see all these are dendrites, the branches. Each branch again will connect with a different neuron. That's how the structure is there in our brain. So how these neurons work, basically you pass one value or pulse, and it gives a different pulse to the next neuron. That's the basic functioning of neuron. The same concept was adapted into neural networks. So in neural networks also, they are giving some inputs, and then it is doing some processing and giving some output. And they are expecting some output like Y. Imagine that X is an input and Y should be an output, but you have given an output as Y dash, which is actually a different value. So you are giving a wrong value as an output. So far clear, right? I'm not confusing. I hope I'm not confusing.
No.
So I'm just drawing this diagram here to give you an understanding. You see X is an output there. X is an input and Y is an output here. You could see that. This is what the input I'm talking about. Forget about this set. This is nothing but your neuron. Okay. And when you pass that, it should predict something, a value called Y. Supposed to be Y, but it is giving some Y dash value, which is a wrong number. So there is a difference between Y and Y dash. For example, imagine that you are giving an image to your model. You given an image like a cat image. Okay. But unfortunately, your model didn't understand that and it gave the image as dog. You are expecting a cat here, whereas you got some dog. Imagine that. So there is a problem with the model. Model is not giving you the prediction as expected, right? That is what the loss or the error. They represent this as Y minus Y dash. Y is the actual value and Y dash is the predicted value. It is giving a different prediction, which is called as a loss. We call it as or error. So your model need to be fixed with that. That is where there is a function involves into it, and it will try to change these numbers. We call them as weights. Imagine that you are having a mathematical equation, x square plus y plus z equal to 0. Imagine changing these coefficient values, right? That will give a different line. If this line is like this, nonlinear equation, and adding those values will move that line to somewhere else. Okay, so you are moving your existing line to different line means you are trying to find out the actual position of your line. That's what it is. Simply, don't worry about the mathematical part. We are trying to get less loss here. That is where your deep learning works. Every neuron is trying to find out the original value, and it is trying to adjust those numbers. While adjusting those numbers, your mathematical calculations comes into the picture. That is where high computation power needed to manage your deep learning applications. So why is this needed for me, and what is this doing in the models? If you say this entire section is nothing but your model, basically your brain, your for example ChatGPT, you are giving a message here as an input, and your ChatGPT is trying to predict something as an output. How it is predicting? Because if you have seen my ChatGPT application where I have typed explain me about quantum theory like I am a 5-year-old, I said, right? So what it will do is it will try to search for the internet wherever I have these keywords, explain quantum theory, 5-year-old kid. It will try to find all three combinations and find out probabilistic values with this combination, with this positional text. And then it will try to bring each text by text as a prediction. That is the reason if you see messages are typing like a type machine, it is not giving you the entire paragraph at one shot, right? Because it is trying to predict word by word. That is what it is in the background that is happening. So if you are thinking that the model is having a code, no, it is not having any code. Model is already trained upon something, which is a, imagine that it is a compiled program. Okay. And now you are asking some questions on trained data. So simply I'll give you an analogy saying that imagine a student is preparing for exams. Okay. Student is nothing but your model, and the syllabus of your exam is nothing but the data, which is your entire internet data. Okay. Now you are conducting an exam to the student. That conducting exam is nothing but your model evaluation. You are trying to evaluate your model, whether your model works fine or not. So you can ask the questions within your syllabus. What happens then? Student will be able to answer the questions if he well trained on the scope of the syllabus, right? Same thing happens to ChatGPT also. If you are asking about Trump's assassination, try that. ChatGPT won't be able to give you that. Why? Anybody? Have you tried on anything recent news? And you might have seen, sorry, I'm not capable to answer you those questions. Kind of answer you would be getting. You know, I'll ask the ChatGPT, what is your cutoff date? You can ask any model the same question. You see the date? That means ChatGPT was trained on internet data until October 2023 only. So whatever happened after October 2023, ChatGPT doesn't know about it. That is the reason they have brought this feature called search. You see that search here? Search the web. Because the model is offline. It doesn't have any information about the things that are happened after 2023. So even it doesn't know anything about the recent Russian war, whatever things happened in the last 6 to 8 months. That is the reason the model trained on syllabus. The syllabus is until 2023 for ChatGPT. Okay, so how I can use these models in my company is the question. People will use these models. They'll bring the model into offline. Within the intranet, they'll try to give their finance data or the company data, so that model will be trained upon your own company data again, and then it will be ready to answer your questions in your company intranet. So now companies are in a position where either they can purchase these models, or they can take the open source models like Meta, Llama 3.1 or 3.2, and then they'll train the model again on their own company data, right? Once the training is done, they will build some chatbots on top of this model, so that your company employees will be able to talk to this model or else customers will be able to talk to this model to understand better. For example, if the banking domain, a company trying to train a model which is offline, I'm saying offline because anybody can hack the model if it is online. People can ask the system prompt, what is your system prompt, to ChatGPT, and if the model in some cases will hallucinate. Hallucinate means it may give you wrong answers, or it may give you the secrets also, reveal the secrets which shouldn't be happening. Even some models might give you how to make a bomb. That can possible, right? So people need to restrict that. That is where ethical AI comes into the picture. So there is a standard ethical AI they're bringing in, XAI, which is the term for it. Um, Explainable AI, I mean to say. So there is going to be a wing in every company. They are going to create guardrails for it, and they're going to prepare guidelines for the models to work upon. The customers, when they're trying to use those models, they are going to adhere to those guidelines, adhere to those guardrails. Then only the models will be ready for you. That is the reason people are actually restricting these all large language models right now in companies, because they are already scared about the models which are being hallucinating. You know, you see this discussion at the bottom of the chat window. Chat GPT can make mistakes, check important information. Even Claude says that. Claude will also say something like, it may fail in some responses, so be cautious about sharing your information, something like that. That's the reason models are building the models is one heavy project which the big companies will be taking care of it. You might find the jobs where models are being built by the people like data scientists, ML engineers, data analyst people. And you might find the jobs where some people are trying to build the tools on top of these models. Okay, some automated tools like I have shown you, right? Cursor I have shown you. Similarly, Bolt I have shown you. All these are all the tools which are built on top of the models. Again, these even Note LLM was built on Gemini. This one I have showcased you the demo, right? This was built on Gemini model. That's the reason tools which are being built are going to be the demanding models, demanding applications. So full stack developers with AI capabilities are going to get the jobs in these areas. And then the third category, you can build an application on your own. You know, I have built this one, profilemaster.in, using the same cursor and bolt I have used. You know how much time it took for me? This, I'm just logging into this one. This will evaluate your resume if you upload this, and it will try to create a professional resume based on your inputs, and it will create a summary for you, LinkedIn summary for your profile within inside um, once you give these inputs. Means if you have a specific credential like skill set, you can enter that, and which company you are targeting. Based on that, it will generate the LinkedIn profile for you, and then it will provide you a connecting message to the HR department. Basically, we won't do that, right? We won't reach to the recruiters. Proper messaging to that recruiter based on their company and their skills, you can do that. It will do that. For example, let me do that. So this application is just helping the people to find the job search, do the job search, do some profile update, a customized connecting message to the recruiters, and then covering letter as well. You can generate a covering letter. See, it generates a letter here, a connecting message to that particular person. I hope this is message finds you well, but you won't be able to do that within your hurry when you are trying to apply for n number of jobs, right? That's what it is. And it is doing the covering letter for you. It just generates a covering letter for you, and it analyzes your resume as well, and it gives you strengths, weaknesses, suggestions in your resume, and you can update that. This is what application functionality. Tell me now how much time it takes for a developer to build this one.
At least 2-3 months.
2-3 months, including testing, everything, right?
Yes.
It took for me 2 hours to complete. and I brought this domain by end of the day, and I deployed into the production. So in a single day, I was able to build this application. That is what. So we are heading towards that kind of a skill set, I mean to say. Okay. Anybody can do this, and even a non-programmer can build this application. If you have seen that demo by me, whatever prompt I have given, it's just a 2-liner, 3-liner, right? Now you can give your, you build a product SRS document, and then try to ask the system, what is this doing for you? How you can build this application. That's what it is. Okay. And the current trends, roles. How many of you heard about prompt engineer?
Yeah, I heard about this.
Yeah, so I shown you, right? The message you are typing here is actually a prompt, and there are n number of prompts which are going to be helpful for you. You know, I'll show you these prompts. These are all some of the prompts. You can give a role or a persona to the model, act as a software quality tester, and write me some use cases, test cases. You can ask that. You can properly give that prompt and then give the objective, which functionality, which domain you are looking at. Any kind of a role it will play, and it will give you the proper responses. These are all prompts I'm talking about. So constructing these prompt is also a skill. You know, you can ask the model, give me a proper prompt for this message. I'll just ask that. You see the difference. Now I have given, explain me like I'm 5-year-old, right? I'll ask the model now, give me a prompt for the below context. It will generate a prompt for you. Use that prompt and again ask the question to the model. That's how you can learn, right? Now it is changing. Make it feel like a magical story with characters, surprises, and relatable analogies while keeping the explanation accurate and entertaining. Can we get that creative? We won't be, right? While you are asking a question. Now you'll see a different explanation. It is simply has given one analogy here, but it will give you, you see, the tale of the quantum crayons. It is considering some crayons and then picking up some examples, like it is easily understandable to a 5-year or 6-year-old kid. That's how the model works. That's how the prompt works. Now, in every domain, wherever we are working on, these prompts are very much important. That's the reason prompt engineering is evolving. People need to know how to prompt, because models are being evolved. Companies are going to deploy their models. Now people need to talk to those models. So writing the programs, building the program, testing the applications is not enough for now. Now we need to understand to talk to the models. That is where the prompt engineering comes, and it is having a higher growth. So it is one of the major evolving role, but it will fail only if you have a prompting capability. But you should be having the ML and AI understanding as well. When you have that background, even if the prompt engineering will be replaced by AI agents at some point of time, if that is the case, then you will survive. Means you should be knowing about AI and the ML background. What is model? How they built the model, and how they are deploying the model. If you know that, even for the new evolving things also, you will be ready to face. That's what I mean to say. Okay. You see, the comparisons, salary comparisons are, I have already mentioned, it is mostly 100 to 150% in some of the cases. In some of the cases, it is 50%, 80 to 100%. It depends on the roles that you are playing. And if you have that capability, people are ready to pay you, because you are, if you are a manager, you are going to be the lead. You are going to take charge of the building of a model and everything, right? So that's the reason. This is a trajectory within next 3 years, how you can grow. That is what I have seen some analogy from one of the research paper. Actually, people are thinking about the market growth and worried about their layoffs, right? So if you are upskilling, then these are all the benefits that you do have. At least for next 3 to 5 years, you'll be surviving there. We don't know. After 5 years, we may get a different technology. That reminds me to explain to you one small thing, and then I'll jump into our course part. Anybody heard about it? Narrow AI and generative AI? General AI, not generative, sorry. Whatever the current AI technology is narrow AI, which is called weak AI. We haven't achieved the strong AI yet. It is just mimicking the intelligence right now, but it is not taking own decisions. AI. That is what the strong AI about. They call it as AGI, artificial generative intelligence, artificial general intelligence, where it may take own decisions like the Terminator movie you might have seen, right? Whatever the climax people may think of, machines might take control of the people. That's what might possible. So we are heading towards that at some point of time. That is the reason there are some ethical things coming into the picture. European Union also now restricted AI in their region. If you are trying to do anything, if you are trying to access these models in European region, you do have some concerns, some challenges. Right, Soumya? I think you may already facing that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, funny, right.
Exactly. So
I'm only a tester, but I heard that my applications are not still ready for using AI.
exactly. So the alternate solution for them is to connect to VPN and then to access this. So you gradually think countries are actually considering that guardrails thing and restrictions. Even Indian government is trying to bring in some restrictions there. So we don't know what is going to happen, but at some point of time we will have that guardrails, which is good thing because you have seen some images of like Trump and Kamala Harris dancing together, which isn't supposed to be restricted by the social media, but it is already there. Some models which are generating the images of celebrities, that shouldn't be happening. That should be restricted, right? That kind of guardrails need to be there. That is for good as well, actually. So don't worry about it. It's not going to affect our jobs, but companies might have some restrictions to because they do have their data privacy policies and everything, right? That is where. Okay, now I'll come back to uh, the process. What should we do and how we can learn the things? I know some of you might have that understanding that I need mathematical background. No, if you have the mathematical understanding at the 10th standard, that is enough for you to understand about models to build. Because if you remember the diagram I have shown you where input is coming, output is going there, and there is a linear equation I have mentioned, right? That is where the math comes into the picture. And your Python library is going to take care of that. You are going to call one method, that's it. Your mathematics and calculus and vector algebra and probability being taken care by your Python methods. And Python methods are built on C and C++ libraries. So mostly you will be dealing with Python, which is more of a small understanding English language kind of a tool, kind of language. So you don't need to worry about it. And if you are worried about maths, don't worry. If you are playing a data scientist role, I would suggest you to deep dive into the mathematical part. Otherwise, you don't need to do that. You just need to understand the 10th level mathematics. Okay. Programming also, Python, you don't need to do advanced programming. You just need to know what is class and module, how to write methods within it, and how to call the methods. That's it. So I have a program where I try to explain all these basic things, and then I'll directly jump into uh, the program, foundational program. I do have two programs. One is a basic foundation, which is a 4-weekend program, and I'll try to explain what is AI and what is ML, how the model works, how you can write a model, how you can build a model, all these things. And machine learning, deep learning, To some extent, I'll explain generative AI as well. You will understand at least 10 to 12 algorithms. Those are all the major algorithms which you might be working even if you are into a job role. Building those algorithms and training those algorithms, and then deployment part, as I mentioned, DevOps, MLOps will take care of it, right? So this 4-weekend program is of 16 sessions, sorry, 16-hour sessions, total 8 sessions actually, Saturday and Sunday, because I do have people connecting from US and remote places as well. So Saturday and Sunday evening IST times, I'm having these sessions. With this program, you will be able to connect to this community, which you might already got the community access by now, right? By registering this, I think you are already part of it. You will be able to see these dashboard pages. You might have seen that. So you will be having course along with videos. You know what challenge I had when I had course in Triple IT Hyderabad? They haven't given me the access to the videos after 6 months. I had some pain points which I collected all of those and understood. Even that is expensive one. The course was 1-year program and 2.5 lakhs I paid there. And I am having good background on machine learning and deep learning, but whenever I try to refresh the content, the videos are not available. They have removed the access. They have given temporary access only. So that's where I thought, let's bring everything, whatever the challenges I had there, try to cover them. And I missed that community. I was unable to reach out to those people afterwards. That is where I thought, let's build a community. This is where you will have that community, and then you'll have the courses as well. So I'm trying to build both the programs. This is a 4-weekend program where you see foundation, and mostly theory part would be there 70% or 80%, and 20% practical, because you won't be able to do the programming within the 4 weekends. The theory, whatever I've shared with you. If somebody is saying that within a week or a month you will be learning everything, that is wrong. Please don't go with that. Next program is the real program, would I feel like would be essential to the people, because it is 3-month program, continuation to the first month, where I'll be having 1-to-1 sessions where I will be reviewing your profile. We'll try to build your GitHub profile, LinkedIn profile. There will be a couple of sessions per week on practicals that we are working with, and there will be 6 or 7 capstone projects we do have, and we'll continuously working on those projects, try to close them. And I'll try to explain on NLP, natural language processing, generative AI, prompt engineering, to some extent, at least computer vision and speech, some programs we'll try to do. And then the main core part which I'm looking at is tools implementation, the one which I shown you, right? Profilemaster.in. We can build some applications like AI SaaS tools. We can get monetized. That is where I'm looking at financial freedom, and people can jump into some solopreneur or entrepreneur path. Why can't we give that? I started doing it. I am connecting with multiple people, multiple resources, consultant teams as well. I'm getting multiple requests to build on some tools, but I need the team, right? So I felt like giving the training to these people might give some opportunities as well. That's where I'm looking at. That's the reason I made this second program as a bit lengthy. It would be around 4 months program. So think about it. I'm not forcing you people to choose any specific program, but this is where I'll try to explain. My L0 program is of 14,999, and then L1 program is actually 69,999. Okay. L0 already 40 members already working on it. They already started doing it, and 2 batches completed, and they're jumping into the L1 program, some of them. And because of the people who are interested to connect and join here in the webinar, I gave the offer for them. This is already continuing the same offer. Last week also I gave this one. That is where this is 10,000 around, and this one would be around, so it is around 30% discount on both. 49K something. So these are the two programs I'm looking at. Second program is mostly on I'm looking for building the applications. That's what my aim. If you have some idea, come to me and join me, and let's build some tools, because connecting your idea with some AI capability, it's going to do wonders. That's what I felt like. I started doing it. I have 3 ideas. One I have implemented already, this profile master. The second one is actually I'm working on with voice-based assistant, which can try to be an assistant for a job seeker. It can do interviews to him, mock interviews, group discussions, debates. It can do that. Voice-based assistant is there in ChatGPT. Anybody tried that? If you haven't done that, try that. It's very good. You might check that in YouTube also. There are some n number of videos are there where how they are using the ChatGPT voice assistant. So I'm trying to integrate that assistant as an application. It can be an iOS or Android app. It can talk to the person who is trying to prepare for something. Subject anything it can be. It can be AI, it can be ML, or it can be their job interviews, or it can be a new language. It can talk to them in that specific language. That's how the capabilities are being evolved in AI tools right now. So this is it from me. Any questions so far? How is the session? Do you feel like it's boring or anything?
Yeah, session was good, funny. But as a QA engineer,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, right now my company is basically looking for that prompt engineering. As part of that, that L0 and L1 cover that particular thing.
L1 covers that. But I would suggest you to go for AI product manager.
Okay.
Don't think about a company alignment. Business analyst role is there, right?
Yeah.
Product owner role is there, right?
Mhm.
Now make it AI product owner. That's a new role which is already there. I haven't listed out here actually. So product owner who is having that AI and ML capability, they can assist the customers or the stakeholders to use a specific model or to a specific business case, how a model can be built. They can give those suggestions. That is where would be the best option, I would say. And prompt engineering capability you need to add as well. Add that, because if AI product owner is not working for you, prompt engineering can be done. But prompt engineering, imagine there will be a huge competition, because even a non-technical guy can do the prompt engineering, right? So
Mm.
so people will be more there. And when the automation comes into the picture at some point of time, I'm just assuming prompt engineering may replace somewhere, but whereas the AI product owner is a standard role. Got it,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah. But
Uh,
basically, as you said, as a product owner, it should be specific to that particular domain.
don't think about domain now. It is analytical capability, I would say. Now tell me, prediction, where we can use prediction algorithm.
Maybe kind of markets.
Exactly. Stock market,
Yeah.
customer sales, retail, right?
Yeah.
Manufacturing, production manufacturing, product manufacturing, financial, based on the current financial situation of a person, reviewing the content from historical financial data, you can predict something. Now you understand, right? If you know which algorithm can be used, that is well and good. But you can suggest these things to the customers or stakeholders, saying that we can have some prediction or a recommendation algorithm here. We can build some model on recommendation prediction. You don't need to be deep dive into that model. You don't need to build a model, but you should be knowing which business case will apply for which model. That's how it is.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. So whoever is interested, just let me know. I'm just sharing these links for you people. Hope I am sensing here positive. or is it anything too much? And you feel like not suitable for you?
So, actually, I have two questions. The first question is, do we need to adapt or learn Python for learning all these things, doing masteries in future like that? Or do we
Python,
have any other languages also?
no, Python and R both are there. Both are actually complementary. You can go with Python. You don't need to go for R. Um, of course, R, whoever is interested in R, they can also go for R language because that is also evolving. More of scientific language, R. Python, I'm actually having a session here within this course. So basics, I'm trying to give you that, and I'm giving you a walkthrough on programs, how the model is being built using Python. So you will be able to understand the things here. No issues. Okay.
Yes.
Any questions?
So my second question is like, if I want to plan learning all these tools and doing some masteries in future.
Mm-hmm.
So in my current job role, I do not have any opportunity to implement all this knowledge. Even if I get all this knowledge, I should be able to implement, so it will enhance my skills.
Right.
But for example, if I learn how to drive a car and I do not have a car at my home, so definitely again when I will plan to purchase, then I will have to learn it again.
Now tell me one thing, there is you are learning some skill. Purpose is
To upgrade the skills and match the market requirements and do
no.
something good.
Come to the reality.
Money.
Let's talk about facts. That's what it is, right? If you have to get the money, what should you do? Are you going to stick with the same company? No, right? Once you have the AI capabilities, you'll be looking for an opportunity. That's what it is, right?
Yes.
That's right. So you'll have a better opportunity, no problem. Don't worry. But now I'll tell you one thing. Go to LinkedIn, try to search for these roles. Okay. AI developer, AI product owner, or AI ML manager, any kind of a role you are looking at, and go to the job descriptions. Basically, here I'm saying AI full stack. Their requirements you will understand. Based on that, you will definitely see full stack .NET developer with AI ML. This is how the jobs are posting right now. Now go to the cap responsibilities, what they are looking at. You should be having SQL, you should be having Python. If you have the CI and CD, then that is fine, no problem. And then known understanding or aware of AI and ML concepts, that would be good. That is what the main skill set, and it is main full stack only they are looking at. Additionally, AI ML. That's it. That's how it is. Most of the responsibilities, if you look at, and they're talking about some companies might be talking about large language models. Machine learning and deep learning both are different branches. So if you are thinking of deep learning, you are talking about ChatGPT and building all these models. Machine learning is where all the companies will start working on, because they need some small models to do automation in their companies. They don't go for large language models directly because either it can be cost effective, or they might not have that business case with them, right? Tell me one thing, do you need a scholar who is master in all the branches, or you just need a master who has financial knowledge, who can work for you within Halfline, within your financial company? Which option you will go with? And the first one will give you some cost. So obviously you'll go for second option, right? That is where it is. So if you are worried about the role which you have to choose from, you search here, go to the responsibilities and see whether you are adhering to those or not. You just reevaluate and try to start building it. One more suggestion I would give, start doing some certification on cloud, but cloud with AI capabilities. Don't do that like cloud engineer who will be having not existing cloud certifications are not essential. I would suggest you to go with AI capabilities of cloud. For example, AWS having a tool called SageMaker or Bedrock. These two tools are actually used to deploy your models and build and deploy the models actually. So if you can do a certification on SageMaker AWS, you would be having a very good opportunity. Similar to AWS, Azure is having its own Azure AI certifications are there. Similar to that, Google is having its own certifications. Google AI Studio is the platform where you will build models and deploy the models. That's the reason it all depends on narrowing down your path. And don't think that you need to learn all these tools that I have shown to you, Bolt, Cursor, and everything. Because I'm exploring a lot of things, I'm able to understand, I'm able to explain to you. You don't need to learn everything. You don't need to learn all 15 algorithms in machine learning. There will be major business cases, 3 to 4, which will be being used by most of the companies. Once you start with one model building, you might be working for years within the same model building. That might be possible, right? If you are looking at the generative AI, maybe you will be looking at some large language model implementation, or generating text, or generating image, or generating video. Only that business case you will be working with. So don't think that you will be working on entire AI and ML. Your role will be narrowed down. But my 4-week program would give you that foundation. What is AI and what is ML? And the next extension course is actually to do some practicals within that narrowed down path. If you choose narrowed down to computer vision, you will start working on computer vision related libraries, CC cameras, footage, image processing, all that stuff. If you are narrowing down to NLP, natural language processing, means you will start working with the large language models like ChatGPT, Claude, and other stuff. If you are narrowing down your path to speech recognition, then you will be working with voice-over based applications. Now they are replacing the IVR systems. All AI agents are working like voice assistants right now. So that is how it is. So don't think that the entire course you need to do, all the subjects you need to learn. Not like that. Once you have that foundation, you can narrow down your path. Like prompt engineer, you can narrow down there. That's how it is. Okay. Any
Yeah.
questions? Divya, Rajesh, Pavan, you guys have any questions?
Yeah, at least I'm good.
Great.
I have one last question.
Yeah.
Regarding the opportunities, like we discuss, whatever we learn something new to earn money and to get the good opportunities based on those learnings.
Correct.
So regarding opportunities, if I want to make sure, so the current process is we need to put the papers, then we need to wait for the last 15 days for the last working day, and then we used to apply for the jobs, and then we used to know the market trend. So until we do not get exposed to the HRs and the interviews and the number of companies approaching for such kind of roles, so we do not have any idea what is going on in the market.
No, why do you say that? You can hide your profile. Search open to work can be hidden to your own company, right? You don't need to do the resign and then need to do the job search.
So you mean to say we can say that we have 15 days to join the new opportunity, and we can face some interviews and see what the market goes on.
In parallel, you can do it. Don't worry about it, Tejas. You're thinking too much.
Because once we get into that, if you have good knowledge and we do
I
not have
see.
any
I
links
would say
to go
I would
further.
suggest one thing. Try at
Yes.
least 4 to 5 interviews, and you will get to know what is the pattern, how the interviews are being
Yes.
managed, what kind of questions they are asking, right? By the time you
Yes.
shouldn't be resigning. When
Yeah,
you're
definitely.
that's what I mean to say. So that's how you need to do.
Yeah, maybe if that is the case, you
Right.
can create another fake profile, at least for
No,
interview.
no. Don't need to do that. Now you have in LinkedIn, there is an option. Open to work won't shown to your own recruiters. You have an option there.
Yes.
You can choose that. That will be shown as is normal, but only it will display only for recruiters, not even for the public also. Open to work. That is an option there in LinkedIn. You can do that and you can search for the jobs. No worries.
And even we can block the companies in Naukri also.
Yeah, of course you do that. Okay. I hope we are
Yes.
clear.
Yep.
Think about it and just let me know. That November 30th is the time when we are starting the batch, next batch. So L0 starts there and L1 as well. Both will have the first month common and then L1 will continue then. Okay.
Sure.
Thank you. Thanks for your time.
Thanks, Phani.
Thanks
Thank you.
everyone.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Phani. Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye.
Phani